Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Jank 2.0, the server in which I'm building the biggest redstone game ever made in vanilla Minecraft. And in the last few episodes we've been working on clearing the area for Jank. We essentially need an enormous hole, and I'm not going to show you quite yet what it looks like, but we need an enormous hole all the way down to bedrock in an area about 160 by 160, and it starts really high up, so we're actually at 205 height here. And I'm happy to say that in between last episode and this one I have completed the hole. Oh, it doesn't even load in, that's how deep this is. We just fly in and you can kind of have a look. There it is. This is the hole that's eventually going to become Jank 2.0. Oh, there's another floater there. I've been trying to get rid of all these stupid floaters. Come on. No, come on. I can do it. I can do it. I believe in myself. Come on. You can land it. Done it. Okay. Yes, we have cleared out this entire area. This took a week, 2 weeks to do. Which actually I guess isn't that long considering how big of a job this is. But yeah, I've been working on this pretty much non-stop. Building flying machines, running flying machines, dismantling flying machines. Hey, there's been a lot going on, let's be honest. So I do actually have footage of the whole process in the form of a time lapse. But let's kind of talk about what's going on here before we jump into that, because there's a few things that I want to kind of mention. First of all, you may notice there is a spawner there and the portal and a spawner there as well. These are a zombie spawner that was in these chunks, which I've managed to save. And if I land on this, are they going to spawn out? Okay, doesn't look like they spawn. Interesting. No, it's still there though. Okay, maybe it just doesn't have any blocks to spawn on. But yeah, we've got a zombie spawner, we've got a silverfish spawner, and we've obviously got our end portal. These are all going to be incorporated within Jank. We also got, look at that, that's pretty cool, isn't it? These are an ancient city that I haven't actually explored at all. I've only just taken a chunk out of them basically, but I'm not necessarily going to incorporate them within Jank themselves, but they're really handy because in this iteration of Jank, in this season of Jank, I'm going to be using some wardens in one of the levels, specifically the Skyrim level. And so it's kind of good that this is here because we can spawn in the warden and move them into the Jank level when we need it. So this is pretty much all done. Big hole, obviously. Now the next step is actually going to be covering up all of these walls and the floor, because I need to start separating this into different levels. Each level is going to be 80 blocks high, and if we go into like the grid view, I've actually gone a bit outside the perimeter. I think like this is one of the corners here. So we're actually a bit further out. It just gives us a bit of breathing room, basically. So Jank is going to be slightly smaller than this hole, really, but still pretty massive. So I'm going to start working on the floor, and then kind of start working on the sides. Oh, this is going to take so long. But before I do any of that, let's do the thing. Let's watch the time lapse of the destruction of these chunks. So that was quite an epic time lapse of me constructing this enormous hole all the way down. And in the time I was doing that time lapse, the whole minute of it, I went ahead and added in a floor. No, of course I didn't. It took me 3 hours to do this. But yes, I've added in a floor at the bottom of our very, very large hole. And I even started building up the walls. However, I realized that maybe the walls are ambitious. It took me probably 5 or 6 hours just to make that much of the walls. That is a lot. And look how much more there is to go. I don't think that is humanly feasible, especially because I need to do this in the overworld, the nether, and also the end. So that would take me, several years just to do the walls. So I'm thinking that instead of doing that, what I could try and do instead is to just have kind of these platforms. So have one here, have one at 80 blocks, which is the top of that pillar over there, have another one at the top, and just use them as separators for levels, but not worry about the wall parts of it. So I'm going to tear these down later on and just focus on making some floors. Oh, and yeah, it takes me 3 rockets with duration 3 to get out of the hole. That's how big this is. Oh, and you can't even see the bottom from here. It's crazy. But that's enough hole shenanigans for now. But what I want to do really is start working on some of the mechanics, because every level in Jank 2.0 is going to have a theme based on a video game, an existing IP. But I'm not just going to use the aesthetics of those games. My plan is to have actual mechanics within those levels that are reminiscent of the original games. So something that I've been doing is trying to work out like individual mechanics and how they're going to work within the wider Jank. But I figured rather than just do it myself, I would show you some of these issues I'm having and see if we can come up with solutions together. So because of that, I'm going to head to a creative world and we can have a look at one of the issues that I'm trying to kind of sort at the moment, which is to do with the Assassin's Creed level. So here we are. This is going to be the world where we're going to test a lot of different features. So let's talk about this Assassin's Creed level. I really love kind of the original Assassin's Creed 2, I think. One set in Florence and Venice, and I really think it would suit the Minecraft aesthetic. The idea of creating like a sprawling city that players can run around the roofs of is really appealing. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I have some ideas on mobs, because I want every level to have an element of danger. So instead of having ravagers that would kill potential villagers running around, maybe we'll see about that one. But I think we could have skeletons in windows that shoot players as they're climbing up the walls. But the one mechanic I really want to introduce, and I think it really suits the Assassin's Creed setting, is the new mace. Because if you haven't seen what the new mace does, let's just get a mace. And let's put some enchantments on. Is it breach I'm looking for? Wait, maybe it's density. I think that's what I want. Density. Okay, so if we got like an iron golem, I think it is going to be an iron golem that they're going to have to kill. Right, you've got an iron golem. You can climb up this rickety scaffolding. So imagine this is a really big, tall building that we've created. And then if we jump down and hit it, we do not... Oh! Exactly like that. We don't take any damage, so we can survive that fall. But also it means that we can kill stuff like an iron golem in one hit. So if you know about Assassin's Creed, you'll know that one of the mechanics in Assassin's Creed is you can do an aerial strike. Sure, let's call it that, where you jump off a building and just like I did there, you strike an enemy from above. And also, just because we got this new mace mechanic and I think it's super cool, I really want to use it in our builds. Now, here is the issue. There's 2 issues basically. The first issue is maces are very expensive, and I don't want to have to go out and collect hundreds of maces. That feels like a lot of work. So instead, I need to come up with a system that kind of saves maces. So I can only need about like 10 or so, and then I'm fine. 10's still a lot to find, but it's doable, right? The other part of the problem is if we kill the iron golem, the next time people run Jank, there's going to be no iron golem for them to kill. So I need to come up with a system that automatically dispenses iron golems. Which could be quite tricky, I would imagine. So for the retrieval system, I don't think it's a massive issue, because essentially what we need to do is we need to have some hoppers, and we jump down, and if we kill the mob, that's all good. And actually the iron should be picked up like that, shouldn't it? because then we can use the IO as a detector of like a successful mission. Yeah, you see the iron ingot has appeared there as well. And then to exit this place, they have to put the mace into like a barrel that will open up a door. So that's a really nice easy retrieval system, because if they do kill the mob, then they still have the item they put into the barrel. But the point is, if they die by falling down, all of the items will get spread out here, and you know, like so, and they'll be picked up by the hoppers and eventually make their way to this hopper down here. Now there is an issue about sorting items, because if the player dies, they're going to drop not just the items from this level, but you know, stuff like anvils and all kind of other items they may have, which may be an issue because potentially it's stuff we can't sort out. But there's some solutions for that. So for example, if this is, you know, if this was level 1, which I don't think it's going to be, but let's say it's level 2, so we have it really early on, we can just plan it so that players don't have any items that are non-stackable by this point in the game. So when they do eventually die here, the only item that can't be filtered out is going to be the mace. So then we can basically have a system that picks it up from that hopper down there, sends it up to the top of the building, and to make it a bit simpler, maybe we have a barrel at the top of the building where they grab the mace and then immediately do the kill, because then we don't have any problems of them dying for other reasons. Okay, so that works. Now, the tricky part is this. We need an automated iron golem maker that is hidden away so players can't see it, but that allows there to be an iron golem here in the open every time they play the game. Right, that is a tricky question. So how do we do this? So here we can just have a 3x3 door that we open up in between runs. That's not a problem. Like, this entrance here can be like hidden away. The problem is trying to get these mobs to spawn here and then walk into this area here before that door closes. So the first thing we need to do is we need some pistons. So we grab these, fill it up with carved pumpkins, and then we send a signal. Yes! Right, so it dispenses the mob. Then we need it to come forward. Let's see if that works, right? So if we flip this lever, that pushes everything forward. Flip this lever. Oh yeah, look, he's gone directly towards the zombie. And then, you know, you close that door, you close the door here, he no longer sees the zombie, he's just walking around. I think that works. The first thing it does, it checks if there is an iron golem already in this area. And the way it does that is there'll be a little switch which triggers when the player places the mace into the barrel to say that they have successfully killed the iron golem. Right, so yes. So you place the item into the barrel, that sets the trigger to tell the game that next time it resets, it needs to create a new iron golem. So, assuming it needs to create a new iron golem, then the signal is sent over here to press all of these forward. Right, they all get pressed forward, but also the sand falls downwards, okay, which is very important because this is eventually going to push forward a bit more. Then, signal comes here. Iron golem comes out. He goes forward towards the zombie and just kind of stays there because he can't reach it, right? After that, this door closes and this door closes. Now we have an iron golem just chilling in this little garden area. Suddenly, player decides they want to do a run of Jank. They enter the game, they go through all the levels, they reach the top here, they pick up the mace that is in a barrel, and they look down there and they see we need to kill the iron golem. There'll be a little bit of a mission for you to do so, or yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. So then two things can happen. Either the player jumps down, kills the iron golem, yay, well done, fantastic, puts the mace into the barrel, and that will activate both the reward for completing this little puzzle, but also will reset that trigger to tell the game that it needs to create a new iron golem. If instead the player drops down and dies, then their items are going to go through the hopper system and we can record that that's happening. And we know, however, that we don't need to reset the iron golem because there's already an iron golem here which has not been killed. Great, so that's another puzzle solved. Let's go back onto the server. Oh, before I go, I have an album that I'm releasing. Every year for Christmas, I release a Christmas album, which is usually terrible. The whole point of it is that we use it to raise some money for charity. I've got 3 different charities I'm raising money for this year. So it'll be out on the 1st of December. So feel free to check it out. It'll be on Spotify. I'll put the links in my description. But more importantly, well, not more importantly, equally importantly, we also do a treasure hunt every year. And in the past, some of my viewers have been involved in that treasure hunt and in fact have won the treasure hunt. So this year we're coming back with a new edition of a treasure hunt. This is something you don't need to be in a physical location to do. It's all digital. If you want to know more on how you can win £150 thanks to the Christmas album treasure hunt, all that information is going to be in the description, so check it out. And that will be on the and that will be on the 30th of November. But with that, it is the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.